I just watched the VA's recent press conference, and military sexual trauma was a significant topic of discussion. The press conference was over an hour, so I pulled out the MST parts for you guys. I will share my reactions at the end of the video.
We're also committed to addressing the unique and often deeply personal challenges faced by survivors of military sexual trauma. While there is still much more work to do, we've made important changes to provide better support for veterans who are MST survivors as they pursue their earned benefits. We recognize the immense courage and strength it takes for MST survivors to come forward and to file a disability compensation claim. And that's why we treat all claims, but especially those related to MST, with the utmost respect and seriousness they deserve. Over the past several years, VA has instituted a series of reform measures to improve the MST-related claims process for all MST survivors. These reforms were designed to improve trust, encourage more MST survivors to file a claim, and enable VA to deliver more benefits to MST survivors. Some of these reforms include the incorporation of trauma-informed communications principles and human-centered design into the MST claims process, the appointment of a single senior executive to oversee the MST workload, consolidation of all MST claims processing to a single operation center, which has been supplemented more recently by a surge site, and a memorandum of agreement with DoD that allows us unrestricted access to reports of military sexual assault. These efforts are having an impact on the lives of survivors. MST survivors are applying for their benefits at record rates. We're completing more MST claims than ever before, and we're able to grant these MST-related claims at a historically high level. While we're proud of the progress we've made, there's still much more work to do. The growing MST workload is driving the need for continued prioritization of MST claims, and we're working to improve the quality of our MST claims decisions. We're taking action so that every MST survivor knows that help is available now and they can receive the care and support that they deserve. And at this time, I'll turn it over to my colleague, Kenesha Britton, who will provide you with more details about the important work we're doing to support MST survivors.
Good morning. Thank you, Undersecretary Jacobs, and thank you, Secretary McDonough, for the opportunity to speak today. At VBA, we recognize the remarkable courage it takes for survivors of military sexual trauma to step forward and seek the benefits and support they've earned. Our mission is driven by a commitment to ensure survivors are met with care, dignity, and sensitivity throughout the claims process. Over the last several years, VBA has been working aggressively to better serve MST survivors, focusing on simplifying the claims process, improving timeliness, and the quality of MST claims. Over the last 14 months, we've completed an unprecedented amount of outreach with over 3,500 events dedicated solely to MST survivors to make them aware of the benefits available to them. Our efforts are paying off, not just in increased trust, but in tangible outcomes. In fiscal year 24 alone, VBA received more than 57,400 MST-related claims, an 18% increase in FY23. And as of November 2024, we've already received over 10,700 MST-related claims, a 23% increase compared to the same period last year. Since 2020, we've quadrupled the amount of completed claims, meaning more veterans are being served, opening doors to health care and other benefits and services. While the MST inventory has grown from 10,300 claims in FY20 to more than 36,000 claims in FY25, we've reduced the average days pending by over 16% since FY23. And it's not just about speed. The overall grant rate for MST-related claims rose to a combined 63.6% in FY24, up significantly from where we were in 2011 at 41%. Looking ahead, we're focused on further improving the veteran experience. In 2021, we completed the MST Journey Map to better understand the survivor's perspective and address pain points in the process. We will continue to apply trauma-informed principles, partnering with VHA, clinical experts, to ensure survivors are treated with care and sensitivity, and working to reduce or eliminate re-traumatization while engaging with VBA. We also recognize the importance of getting claims right the first time. Recent enhancements to our quality assessment process, including expanding the sample sizes and more granular reviews, have been implemented to improve accuracy and outcomes. At the same time, we're building cultural competency amongst claims processors and prioritizing their well-being to ensure they are equipped to handle these sensitive and complex cases. Finally, we want every survivor to know that help is available now. You do not have to wait until your claim is decided to seek support. MST-related services are available to veterans and most former service members, including those with other than honorable discharges. There is more work to do, but we are determined to make meaningful changes that continue to build trust and instill confidence for all MST survivors. Thank you for your time, and I'll turn it back over to Terrence.
Good job.
Thank you.
Thank you, Kenesha. With that, we'll open the floor to questions. Leo.
Thank you again for doing this. I wanted to follow up on what you just said, Ms. Britton, at the end there. I don't know if you guys can gauge how much of the increases you're seeing are related to outreach and how much of it's related to trust. Obviously, with something like the burn pits and the PACT Act, it's more related to the outreach and the new benefits there. Is this a situation where it's just folks haven't reached out to these people, or these individuals are now seeing this as more a more viable path, or can you even gauge that?
Yeah, Leo, thanks thanks very much for the question. I'll start and then I'll turn it over to Kenesha. I think it's a combination of factors. One, Kenesha mentioned the significant amount of targeted outreach that we have engaged in that's specifically directed at trying to better reach MST survivors. Secretary gave us a goal, a very clear goal, of working to move VA and meet veterans in their lives rather than making them adjust to VA and our needs. And that is in part what we have been doing through the extensive outreach that is specifically targeted at MST. We also have seen, as a byproduct of the general outreach that we've done, more veterans coming in to apply for benefits. And that, I think, has to do with building trust, because we are actively trying to reach veterans, telling them, we want you to connect with your earned benefits. I saw that up when I was in rural Maine, and I met a Vietnam veteran who came to try VA for the very first time after decades. And we're also seeing that with MST survivors who are now coming and filing a claim for the first time. But let me ask Kenesha to build on that if she has anything to add.
The only thing that I will add is, with the enormous amount of outreach that we've been doing, we've seen that consistently our workload has gone up across the board. So we've seen the increase in PAC claims. Consistently with that, we have about 41% of our MST workload that also have a PAC claim that's intertwined with it. So that definitely has an impact on that growth. Also, with the changes in the legislation to make it easier for veterans to come in, I believe that also has impacted that growth as well. When you look at the numbers over time, you can see, based on the years, the different factors and the different things, particularly when the legislation was passed, we started to see our inventory start to increase. So it really started to increase around that time. And then again, when we established the 9,000 claims, and then a third time when that PACT legislation was released.
Okay, great. Thank you.
As a unit victim advocate, I was in position to help those work through the process after their worst day. If you've experienced MST, please know you're not alone. The VA has resources to help, and there are other organizations out there that care deeply about your recovery. If you're a fellow veteran or ally, let's work together to support survivors. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Do you think the improvements discussed here will continue to make a difference? What changes would you like to see? Thanks for watching, and take care.